Hello again, CandyLab fans. So I live in Southeast Asia, and they don't have too much distribution here, except for this one place called The Good Tree. This is linked to the actual CandyLab website, so I know I could trust them. But they didn't have an automatic shipping to Thailand where I live, and so I emailed them asking, can you ship to Thailand? And this person, the customer service person, went out of her way to basically get a quotation for shipping and then multiple quotations for shipping because it was quite expensive. And there should be 3 in this box. So I just want to give props if you live in Southeast Asia and you want to get some of these things. Yeah, here are some of the ones they have, and the pricing is very similar to the U.S. pricing. Maybe a little bit more because it had to be shipped around the world. So, anyways, the Good Tree, thegoodtreeph.com. Worth checking out if you live in this hemisphere. So let's now see if they actually showed up, the things I ordered, and if they're okay. I would suspect yes, but you never know. You never know. I see. So there's a boxing here. So we do have the 3 that I ordered: a Woodie Redo or Redux, I think it's Redo, the ambulance, and the Waterbird. I like to do separate videos for most of my things so you can search them in the future instead of them being hidden away in a title that doesn't fit YouTube. So I think we're going to save that for later because it's awesome. That's probably the best one, but we're going to do it later. Sorry, it's going to come later down the pipeline. I kind of want to see the Woody, actually. Alright, so we're going to do the Woody. Oh, something rattled around in there. Oh, maybe this the surfboard. Okay. Now, it doesn't come with the camper, so keep that in mind. It's just the surfboard with real wood veneer sides. That's a little concerning. I don't know if that veneer is going to peel off. Alright, let's see. It meets safety standards, though, for little kids. Somewhere in here it should say 2022. Yeah, well, there, CE approval UK. That's the safety approval. Oh, on the bottom, that's where all the safety approval is for 2008 standards, I guess. Alright, so it's a shoebox slide out design. And there's a little finger thing here. It's very tight. Alright, so I'm not sure if that's the smartest packaging, having this just rattling around in there. They have this little paper thing, but clearly it's not good enough, right? It's literally a paper sticker, so of course over time that adhesive is going to go bad. They should probably use maybe a plastic thing or a rubber band. They're going for sustainability, but at some point in time, you got to realize you got to get the product to your customers safely. So, anyways, there's a tab here and on the sides, so I'm flexing all that stuff, and you can get that out. A little text saying you can wipe it down with some soapy water if it gets a little dirty. Alright. Yeah, so, yeah, this sticker, good intentions, but doesn't actually work very well. See, so they don't mind using a rubber band down here to put on this board. Maybe they should just have another rubber band hold it on the top, or it should just maybe come in a plastic bag, or a foam bag would be even better, and just on the side, because if it's rattling around it's going to scratch up the paint, right? Alright, let's get this thing here. It's a nice rubber band. Yeah, so you can see the adhesive a little bit stuck there. I don't know what the deal is there. It looks like there's paint missing. You can't get a perfection out of a wooden toy. That's what I've come to realize. It's wood. First, cutting wood, you can't cut it perfectly all the time. It'd be wasteful to pick cuttings. Let's see, this is a little distracting though. Big black mark up here. I think that is a paint chip. Yeah, so that probably wasn't there when this thing was brand new, but possibly it chipped off because of the surfboard, maybe. Anyhow, continue on. Luckily, it's going to get covered up by the surfboard anyways. So, yeah, you can see some of the wood grain. The white paint's kind of thick though, so actually, you know, you can't see too much on the top part. But see little things like this. A little contaminant or something in the paint, and that happens with most vehicles. And this is what I was concerned about here. So that veneer is kind of peeling up there in the corner. But it's fascinating. It's real wood veneer. It's kind of cool, assuming it stays down. I suppose that later, if it does peel up, if you're careful, you could maybe put some glue under there again and press it down. I'd be worried about crazy glue though, because it might haze it and totally destroy the paint underneath. Also here, you can see, I don't know, the paint either flaked off or was chipped and was touched up. I've noticed that on a drifter I had as well. So wood contracts and expands, so I guess some of the times the paint just doesn't stay on. Alright, so the taillights though are Tampo printed paint, so that's nice. Those shouldn't go bad unless the wood, you know, makes it flake off. It's not perfectly laid horizontal or even evenly, this thing, so yeah, it's too bad. The side also has this wood veneer, and pleasantly it's not peeling up. And then you got this big swatch here of the body there. It looks nice. It's like a light mint green. It reminds me of like classic Mini Coopers. Alright, maybe, yeah, I'm pressing this down again, so I do think it is peeling up in certain spots. Alright, these are really small tires. They do have a little tread. The candy grip, and it says 18-9. I'm just curious if that has anything to do with the wheel, right? Is this 18? What do you know, 18? And that's 7.4. Maybe they mean this is tires 9 wide. It is. Okay. So I guess that kind of makes sense, right? It's an 18 millimeter wheel, but the tire's 9 wide. So that's not exactly how real tires are done, but still pretty neat. And then there are raised embossed letters here, CandyLab and Mo-Toe. But I think I prefer the printed side. And actually, sadly, it's not reversible. The groove is not in the middle. That seems weird. They should, if it was in the middle, you could flip the tire around and have different looks. But strange. Anyways, so these wheels by design on the axles, there's a lot of play here, and I assume that helps it roll around uneven surfaces. And the axles are very strong if they're meeting safety standards. So they're just plain white wheels, and this like chromed nail, I guess, maybe is what's holding it in. The veneer is actually quite thick. Yeah, I guess it has to be wood, real wood. Yeah, so as you saw, the paint chips on the bottom is a little bit of a shame. I almost wish I'm gonna guess this is not clear coated. That's the issue. If these were painted and then clear coated, none of this color would come off, right? Because it would create like a shell of clear paint over it. So that's unfortunate that they don't do that. But I guess it would cost more if they did that. So a redo collection. Maybe this is a reprint of an earlier run. And then here, yeah, it was touched up with some white paint there. But that could have been done by the actual factory. It's almost like they didn't put enough white paint there. I can see like a line coming right here. So interesting. This side here, the veneer, there's a little bit of a scratch there. Could have been from the surfboard, and yeah, I can see maybe here it's peeling up a little bit again. But press it down. So I wish I could remove these wheel axles easily, because then I would actually just clear coat this whole thing and trap this wood veneer under the clear coat. But I'm kind of hesitant to do that with the wheels on, because they they would get all locked in with the clear coat. So, and also the wheels might look a little bit orange peely if they're clear coated. All right, well, I guess that's it. Being wood again, you got some air gaps here because I'm guessing the wood actually warped a little bit. I almost feel like this lime green one is convex and maybe the white is straight, so that's what's causing that effect. And then the bottom also looks like it's convex a little bit. It actually looks thicker on this side than that right now, but it could be an optical illusion because the veneer is not laid evenly. Anyhow, it is very heavy, being solid beech wood. And as you can see, it does roll quite nicely. I do like the front end design of this, how it's like these two triangular chamfers are becoming maybe headlight details or something, or fin details. So that's interesting. Okay, now the surfboard, not the skateboard. So that's wood as well, and this is painted nicely. It's got some tampo printing. I guess that's supposed to mean Brooklyn. That's where CandyLab is based out of. And then, yeah, this is tampo printed, and somehow there's a magnet in this thing, right? On both sides, I assume. So, yeah, I see no indication of a circle or any sort of embedded material in either of these. So, luckily that chip doesn't matter for me so much because it's just always going to be displayed like this anyways. Now I'm noticing there is a chip on the surfboard tip as well. And sadly it was never touched up. Alright, well, as I mentioned, handmade. You gotta expect a few, well, sadly, you're gonna have to get used to some defects. Just to compare it to a few other cars, this is called the Legend. Very cool, and pleasantly this doesn't have any paint missing. So that one's nice. It has the same type of wheels. And then one of their early ones called the Blue 74. I think this is one of the original liveries from their Kickstarter program. But yeah, this tire doesn't make any sense. It says 45-9R. So maybe it's 9 wide? No, it looks wider than the other ones, which is marked 9. And I don't understand where the 45 is coming from. But anyways, it's nice to have some sort of printed detail. So I'd say the flanking cars are like muscle cars, right? Whereas this is more like a family station wagon. They all have the canted sides, so the wheels are canted positive camber. They all have the wobbly axles to roll over stuff better. This is actually the longest of the three, and yeah, alright. Well, sadly, since this is my second one that has paint problems, brand new, I guess I gotta say this is not good for collecting, this brand. It's not, I don't think they're originally intended to be collectibles. I think their original intent is to give to a 3-year-old kid and let those kids bash them around and build hand dexterity and have fun. But because, the paint is chipping off, flaking off, and also the veneer is peeling off, I'm actually surprised this veneer passes safety standards because you can peel it off and chew it and choke to death on that veneer. So that's actually interesting that would pass safety standards. So for long-term collectability, this brand might not be for you. I'm still going to go and get them anyways because I like them. I like the simplistic design of these things, and it makes you wonder what car was this thing designed after in the real world. And frankly, right now I have no clue what station wagon this would have been inspired by. It looks like a 70s station wagon to me, but a particular one, I have no idea. Alright, well anyways, if you have any ideas, leave a comment. So, thanks for watching today, and we'll see you the next time when we get to those other two. Alright, bye.